And I was watching this video of like a beach shark before you got here.
A what?
Like a beached shark.
Oh no, I actually don't like that. That's sad.
Hold on. and there's just like this guy like throwing water on like this with his hands.
Yep.
And it's like, player, just pick it up and put it back in the water. What's it gonna do? Bite you? It's not in the water. It's like, God.
Like how big is it? How big we talking?
It was pretty big, but it wasn't like you couldn't lift it.
Are you sure though? Some of those sharks are like 800 pounds.
I don't think it was 800 pounds. It didn't look that big.
Oh.
It looked like one you could just get a couple dudes to grab and toss back in the water.
Oh, perfect.
Is it gonna bite you? Not in water.
Yeah, just put it in there. Don't. Hey, you know what's gonna do absolutely nothing? Splashing it with water.
Well, that was my big problem with it, really.
Yeah.
Stop there. I'm afraid.
Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.
You can practically see it from here.
Pod.
You
Welcome
can
to the Movie Epidemic podcast.
You can practically see it from here. Cuff.
Ooh, that's a
Ooh.
good bit, player.
Open it
shall
up.
we? Shall
Yeah.
we announce it while
Yeah,
we're here?
let's make the live announcement. So usually in any given month, you the listeners, you our precious, desperate listeners, are only welcomed to 4 to 5 episodes per month, roughly. One
Sometimes
per week.
more.
Yeah, sometimes more, depending on how frisky we're feeling. However, in the month of April, you are going to be given a gift from us. Really,
Wow, that's quite the gift.
a gift. 10 to 11 episodes in the month of
Sickening.
April.
Disgusting.
Yeah, really sickening. It's going to probably kill us. But let me...
That's what I would like, though.
Yeah, so essentially what's happening is that we're going to be doing our regular episodes every week, except for on the week of April 22nd to the 28th, at which point the Calgary Underground Film Festival is going to be on, and Buck Duke and I are seeing 21 films in 7 days.
Yikes.
That's right. 21 films, 7 podcasts.
Can't wait to put a shiny bullet in my skull.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that like to do something like that, you think that we'd cancel our April 21st podcast since
No,
we're gonna have
do
one.
that one anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna do it anyways.
I'm also
that's-
gonna go to my day job during all of this. So.
yeah, which is
No
crazy.
sleeping for me.
That I am not doing. I took the whole week off. That's my vacation.
No sleeping for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very agitated by day 3.
Yeah, because like we're gonna be recording podcasts at like 3 in the morning.
Pretty late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-
well, no, there's only 2 days I have
The midnight screenings.
so-
Yeah, but we're still gonna be like by the time we get back here, it's
Yeah,
gonna
it'll be
like,
3.
It'll be
And then
3.
we'll record them. We'll be done by 4. Upload them. Then I'm gonna go to bed for 4 hours. And,
be up by 8.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely.
I don't work on weekends.
Yeah,
I'll
so
be fine.
that's going to be huge. We're, of course, still doing... Now, the reason I say 10 to 11 is because we haven't decided, because that all happens during Avengers Endgame as
Yeah,
well.
that might be
And
the
we
May 1st.
We
episode.
simply don't know if we want to just squeeze that into April or if we just want to push it back a week, which I know you guys don't want us to do, but Calgary Underground Film Festival is actually much more important to us.
To us.
So that's
I
what-
don't give a shit
that-
about Endgame. 3 hours, player? You Kurosawa film?
Yeah, we're
doesn't
s-
seem like your Kurosawa film.
The thing is that on Friday we're seeing 4 movies, on Saturday we're seeing 5, and on Sunday we're seeing 3. Not gonna fit in Avengers somewhere. The 3-hour Avengers
Maybe
movie
Sunday.
somewhere. Dude, we could.
Because there's like a big gap in between the first movie and the ones that I don't want to see in between.
we could pull it off, and it would be pretty fucked
Pretty
up.
baller.
Yeah, but
Pretty
we'll,
baller, though.
we'll see how we're feeling, because Eau Claire is just a hop and a skip away from the Globe Cinema, where that's all going to be happening. If you're in Calgary during April 22nd to the 28th, we're pretty much going to be at the entire thing. We have full festival passes. We're going to be at the whole fucking affair. It's going to be wild. Come on down.
We'll try to get good buddy Holden on for at least one episode.
Yeah, good buddy Holden's going to come down for Cuff as well. Good man.
He'll probably stay on the weekend here anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll definitely we'll have him on. He's a good man. But that
Horror
is
aficionado.
Yeah, that is the podcast.
Hey boys.
Oh God, no.
It's me, podcast bot.
Aren't you on suspension right now?
Don't worry about I don't have suspensions.
You said
Chadley.
racist things on the last episode of the podcast.
Oh yeah. Well, here I got some mean stuff to say this time.
Okay. I'm okay with
Lock
that
and load. We got iTunes reviews coming in hot. This is from Tyler Cinephiliac. Okay, Cinephiliac sounds a lot like Brian, like you're a Brian Boys, Brian Singer boy party philiac. So here's the review. Is the theme of this podcast two guys who know absolutely nothing about film talk about film for some reason, ? I could barely listen to one episode, parentheses 194. It felt like listening to 12-year-olds talk about movies.
Now, Podcast Bot, I know that you have a database of the entire podcast in your brain. What is episode 194? What episode is that?
Well, that's going to be, I would guess, one of the Calgary International Film Festival recaps, yeah.
Yep, that sounds about right. The House of Jack built, maybe?
Yeah, actually, I think that is the episode. I was pretty I mean, I've seen people were pretty drunk on that one.
You know what? And like I hadn't really seen many of those movies, so that actually kind of makes sense.
That makes sense.
He might have that opinion because like I didn't see as many international film festivals movies as you did, which is something that we want to avoid in the future, which is why we're seeing everything at Cuff.
Well, yeah, these are going to be better episodes in the future. Thank you for that, Podcast Bot.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you, Tyler. Enjoy your.
I think that people are being pretty mean to you guys online. In fact, Chadley beat Down syndrome, so you know.
Whoa, what the fuck?
God, why is Podcast Bot so rude lately?
He's super disrespectful, and
really
he's a liar. Is there any more, or is that like the only mean one right now?
That's the only mean one right now. I'm sure once people hear this, there'll be more though.
Yeah, please.
I posted it on
leave a mean
Instagram,
review.
and
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh my god, that's so mean." I'm gonna go listen to the episode. I'm like, "Please don't listen to that episode."
No, don't listen to that one. Listen to the newest one.
Yeah, listen to the good ones.
That's what I really want.
Today on the show, you boys will be talking about Shazam. No, that's next week. My bad. Wait, is it this week?
No, it's this week.
Oh yeah, it is this week. Shazam.
Podcast Bot, you have one fucking job.
I don't know.
Do you know how to read?
No, not really. Like, look, you guys have this stupid Google Docs, and like, it's like my eyes skip.
It's a doc. It's a document. Just read the Google Doc.
Shazam. Peter Jacksons They Shall Not Grow Old. I'm going to go with Micheal Moores Fahrenheit 11.9 and the Universal Monsters retrospective Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. You know what's crazy, and like I can't believe that I'm kind of relieved about this.
What's that?
This is the last week of Doc Martin's Doc March.
Well, yeah, but we did kind of hit everything.
Yeah, we hit a lot of stuff, and now we're hitting the big players, Peter Jackson and Micheal Moore, like the big players of the documentary.
I had fun,
game.
but it was a bit much.
Yeah, it was a lot to watch that many documentaries, but I'm really excited to watch some, narratives, like
get back in the game.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch fucking Jake Gyllenhaal be a weird creepy pervo.
I just watched that actually.
Is it good? No, wait. You know what? Save it for the bot.
We'll save it for the bot.
save it. Listen in next week to talk to yours.
One thing I do
Velvet
appreciate is
Buzzsaw.
that Jake Gyllenhaal goes 1,000% no matter what the stupid movie is.
Fuck yeah, he does. Dude, he's going to be so good in that stupid, dumb shit 3-star Spider-Man movie coming out this fucking summer. And of course, I'm going to be there day one with a paid-for ticket like a chump. So let's bust down the gates with DC's newest film in the DC cinematic. What is it called? Entertainment Universe.
Oh, they don't have a name for it.
I think it's Entertainment Universe.
No, they don't have a name for it.
Okay, well, whatever. The DC Universe.
They barely have a producer running the fucking company anymore.
Yeah,
man.
Barbara Snyder's not in there anymore. Is it? Oh wait, no, not
No.
Deborah Snyder.
Deborah Snyder, no, she's not a part of it anymore.
Zack Snyder's out. Good.
I mean, Jeff Johns was, but I think he's also out now.
Yeah, as you should be. But here's the crazy.
James Wan is kind of like helming it right now because Sandberg's one of his boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Lights Out. He's one of the boys.
Yeah, he is one of the boys.
He did Annabelle Creation too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the boys.
Yeah, he's one of dude. Is James Wan just like shifting all his folks?
He's
from
like
horror
Sandberg
to...
and Lee Wanell. Come on over.
Here's the crazy thing, though. Okay, you got a fucking movie where Batman fights Superman.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
Shit.
You got a movie where Batman the Flash and Cyborg, Wonder Woman, like they all team up into a team. Superman's there for some reason with no mustache. Dog shit.
Put that mustache on that boy.
Yeah, put the mustache back. Dog shit. Then you got a James Wan directed movie with Jason Momoa playing Aquaman.
Come on.
The pieces are all there.
Come on. That's an easy hit out of the park.
The pieces are all there.
Dog shit.
Dog shit. Then you have a fucking Sandberg directed, from the fucking director of Lights Out, a Sandberg directed movie with Zachary Levi playing Shazam. Kind of good.
Pretty good.
What the fuck?
I actually like this movie a lot.
It actually doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Here's the thing. I like it.
The more that we've been away from the movie, I think I really like this movie.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, it's weird that this was so entertaining. Yeah. I don't think it's as entertaining as Captain Marvel. I think that's still the go-see movie for superheroes this spring. But for what it is, here's what you do with Shazam, all right? Mm-hmm. Bring your kids. This is a really, really... It's very targeted at kids.
Yeah.
And for what it is, it's weirdly successful.
Uh-huh.
A lot of the jokes are a bit hit and miss because they're aimed at a target demographic that's not me. But the jokes that are funny are really funny. Like the jokes that I laughed at pretty loud. Like just for instance, and you know what? Yeah, I'm about to say something pretty wild. I think Zachary Levi's good. Yeah. I think he's good. Like he's good in this movie. He's good as this character. Look, he's very funny.
I saw the muscle suit. I saw Zachary Levi, and I'm like, this ain't the guy.
Yeah, this ain't. Chuck, is this the guy we get?
Oh, we're going with Chuck. This is your guy.
NBC's Chuck.
But thing is about Zachary Levi, fairly charming man.
Yeah, he's fairly charming, and because like the character of Shazam basically forces him to have like this weird, childlike wonder, it works really well. But here's the thing: not everything in this movie works really well. Some of it works very bad, and some of that is every kid actor in this movie.
Yeah, they're not too.
Holy
good.
Shit! The only one who's maybe kind of good is like the kid with the crutch. And even he's pretty bad.
I thought he was good.
I think he's pretty bad, but the rest of them are horrible.
You know what's interesting? This movie that comes out, it's coming out in April.
Yeah.
This is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I did.
This is destined to become someone's
favorite Christmas movie.
Not me.
Definitely not us. Yeah.
Someone.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing: this is gonna be one of those movies that every Christmas people are gonna argue it's a Christmas movie now.
It is though.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it very much. But so is Die Hard.
Yeah.
And people still have that conversation.
Oh, dude. Hey, how about we have any other conversation than that?
Guys, enough. But yeah, like this movie's also visually stunning. Like it looks great. Like they move away from like this shitty DC like.
It doesn't look like.
It doesn't look like
Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's trying to be 300 set in modern times.
Yeah,
you know?
just like it doesn't look like they're wet fish people.
Yeah, and you know what else I noticed about this movie that's very different from any other DC movie?
What's that?
It looks like they're there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It looks like they're there. Like in Aquaman, that's Jason Momoa standing on a green screen.
Yeah, it's him looking real floaty.
Yeah, looking real floaty on a green screen. The fucking Justice League, nothing in that movie looked real. Absolutely nothing. That
might as well have been an animated movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then what was it? Batman versus Superman. Don't get me. We've done like hours on this.
I'm not giving DC any more of my time. I also look. People. A lot of people have accused me of not liking this movie, even though I gave it a positive review on Letterboxd.
You gave it a good. Yeah,
I gave it a good review, better than you.
I gave it a decent review.
And people are like, and you gave Captain Marvel a 4.
Yeah, which is weird.
And I'm like, I don't like superhero movies. I think fucking Infinity War is one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, me neither.
We don't like superhero movies.
And here's the thing, though, is that at the recording of this podcast, and actually at the release of this podcast, this movie's not even out yet.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We did see the advanced screening, so there's
a lot of people saw the advanced screening though. It's like it was nationwide.
Yeah, but it was one showing per theater rather than because each theater is going to show this movie 30 times. I counted. Captain Marvel played 21 times at the Chinook Theater on the first day of its release. 21 fucking times.
It's a lot.
Yeah, crazy. So they only did the one showing of the early release, but they did it in every Cineplex in Canada. So a lot of people have seen it, but not as many that are going to see it. You know?
I am excited to see the conversation, but we'll not talk about that. And
Yeah.
just talk about the movie.
Yeah, because my review is out there right now, but nobody can contest it right now, which is great for me because people seem to have a problem with my reviews lately.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. All the comments on my reviews are either "I love your reviews, they're the best," or like "You're a fucking moron who doesn't know anything." Like I don't understand.
Well, to be fair, we're pretty dumb.
We are very dumb. We do have brain damage. We
We're
have CTE.
pretty dumb. That beat down syndrome.
Yeah, we both played college football and we both got CTE'd up.
Yeah, I also did backyard wrestling and got hit in the head by a steel chair a few times.
Yeah, that's true. You and good buddy Stoney used to backyard wrestle
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
used to backyard wrestle.
Oh man, you would beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
it was
we
wacky
actually
to
did.
watch.
Did you ever seen that video? And we would frame them all like they were Jackass videos. You know how they would start and be like, "I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is the cart stunt."
Hell yeah.
There's this one video that we have. I don't know if Stoney still has it, but it's like
He does. He keeps all this shit.
it's I go up to the camera like. This is guys punching each other in the face, and we just both have boxing gloves on, and we just start punching each other, and then Stoney goes down, and I just get on top of him and just start pounding his face.
Yeah, Stoney definitely has CTE. It might even be worse than that. to be
This is
honest.
way worse than
Yeah,
mine.
it might
That's
be,
for sure.
It might be worse than that. But I digress. Yeah, that is the weird thing about Shazam is that because it's not out right now, nobody can contest our review. You know, which is nice.
But I think it's good, and I really like some of the weird cartoony aspects of it. It feels very different for a DC.
Yeah,
movie.
like it almost feels like a early 2000s like Powerpuff Girls.
It does
or,
kind of feel like it feels like a 90s superhero movie.
Yeah, like it almost, and like it even gets Power Rangers-y, you know, like
Sure.
especially near the end where it's you know, and I don't want to give too many spoilers about this movie because I think people should maybe see it. Like if you're really itching for a superhero movie and you've already seen Captain Marvel, Shazam is not a bad option.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised by that. And look, here's the thing. Zachary Levi's in this movie going pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? The kid's not doing so hot. Mark Strong?
Holy shit.
Dude, this dude wasn't even in the advertisements, and he's easily the best part of this movie.
I don't even know what his name is, dude.
Yeah, the
I
character.
have no idea what his name is. They never say it. They never say it, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know what to, like. I saw somebody called it like somebody called him Black Bolt or something.
Yeah.
In a review that I was reading, and then a bunch of the comments were like, "That's not even his name." But I'm gonna point out that they never fucking said his name.
So you know what? Look it up in comics. That might be Black Bolt. Who knows?
I don't fucking
Yeah.
know.
But
he had these the demons. I think were a bit much, to be honest.
You know what? I kind of liked the demons.
I like them, and it's very Sandbergy. There's a lot of like creepy stuff in this.
Yeah, because like the
honest.
demons, like because it is like a PG-13 movie. Because this movie says like shit a whole bunch, but it's clearly made for kids.
Yeah, and there's scary elements to it though. Like
Yeah.
the demons are fucking scary. Like when they're destroying like that whole boardroom of people.
Yeah,
he
and
just,
they're like
throws his brother out the window.
Yeah, and then there's like a part where like one of them eats somebody's head, and I'm like, yo, this is fucked up. It's so weird because it felt like Zachary Levi and Mark Strong's characters were in different movies.
A little bit. I think that's kind of the point too, though.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's supposed to be like the ultimately dark and the ultimately light sort of clashing in the middle.
But one thing I like about this compared to most of these things is like Mark Strong's character has motivation.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas, and then Zachary Levi, like he has to learn to be a hero.
Yeah,
whereas it's like they're not out the gates like a Superman where he is born and bred a hero.
Yeah, he's born and bred a hero, and then he's just immediately saving people. Like what I love about this movie is that there's like scenes where he's using his superhero fame to charge people for selfies.
And that's funny because that's what a teenager might do.
Yeah,
in fact.
yeah.
Like I do think like it does like a lot of it's very corny, and the teenager stuff
Super
is like
corny.
Like I don't know how much of it works, but
I would even
think
say I would even say cringy at times.
Sure, but I do think it's realistic to the teenager experience.
Yeah, I don't know if I love the family dynamic thing. It gets a little
Why not?
too cheesy for me, especially
because it's corny.
Well, it's not just corny; it's cheesy,
Okay.
and the dialogue is real cheesy.
It's bad, but it's not. I don't think it's as bad as just like wet fish people soapboxing about God knows what.
You know what? The dialogue in this movie is better than "Do you bleed?"
Because at least it's about something and not just Willem Dafoe talking about fish kingdoms, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to have to explain to me what the crab kingdom's about.
Yeah.
If you're just going to drop that on me.
Yeah. Can we all talk about how terrible? Here's the thing. You give me a trailer for Aquaman, you give me a trailer from Shazam, and you're like, which one of these movies do you think is going to be good? One of them is going to be good. Which one do you think it's going to be? Aquaman, obviously. Nope. James Wan fucked it up, did him dirty, and then Sandberg came back and saved the day for some reason.
I've tried to talk to DC people about this many times. What the fuck is Aquaman about, dude?
It's fucking terrible, dude.
Fucking MacGuffin's quest about something or other with fucking crab people.
Yeah, he's got
Jonathan Rhys Davies crab
and
people.
Raptors. Remember there's
raptors in the movie?
For
yo,
no reason.
What is that?
You can have raptors and then have them do nothing. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Aquaman.
Yeah. Shazam is fun. And it's a fun kids movie. Like, I think this is, like, even though it says shit and there's, like, demons and stuff, and I genuinely believe you can take an 8-year-old to this movie. He's going to have just as much fun as you are going to have in the seat next to him. I don't think it's a perfect movie. Some of the dialogue is bad, and I really don't. I don't like the relationships between the kids. Like, I don't care about that.
Sure, but there are some like moments that I think are genuinely great, like him breaking the bus and almost killing people and then saving them.
That's a good scene.
I think there's like I think this is a well scripted movie where
this movie has a narrative
like
which Aquaman does not have.
The storyline, it feels like a real story as kind of like simple as it is. I think that DC needed to do that because like their shit's getting too out of control with fucking Jonathan Rhys Davies crab people playing and raptors.
Dude, I simply cannot talk about Aquaman anymore. Shazam is fun. It's definitely one of the better DC movies. I still think Wonder Woman's a little better than this. I still think Wonder Woman sits atop.
Maybe I kind of like the third act of this one more than the third act of Wonder Woman.
I agree because the third act of Wonder Woman sucks, but I think Wonder Woman as a whole is a better movie.
I agree with that. But I do actually kind of like the Power Ranger thing of this. I wouldn't mind seeing more of these, to be quite honest.
Yeah, like if they made Shazam 2, would watch it.
And they probably will. It's going to do money. It has 97%. It's going to do money, dude.
I wouldn't go ugh. I wouldn't go ugh if they announced Shazam 2.
Like the prospect of Aquaman 2.
Yeah, like the prospect of Aquaman 2.
Although
which makes me
trench,
go,
the trench I'm on board with.
The trench
I think James Wan could do that.
Yeah,
fine.
because he's going to unfuck up Aquaman and explain those goddamn raptors.
Better explain those goddamn raptors.
So yeah, I don't love this movie. But I also it's not good, but it's not bad.
I think it's good. I like it almost as much as Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I would say not quite. I'm gonna plant this one at a nice, sultry, comfortable 3 stars on the chest.
I think 3.5 is perfect for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a great movie. Take your kids to it. It's fun. Like it's fun. It's not deep.
No.
It's not deep.
But I don't think it
fun.
needed to be.
No, I agree.
It's a movie about it's a movie about a guy that gets
15-year-old superhero
like lightning powers from random
wizard played by Jimon Honsu, who by the way is a fucking
who we love. Come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show. Dude, Jimon's out here just acting like a fucking menace. Love him. Oh, man. Should we head into Doc Martin's Doc March?
Absolutely. What do you got for me?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about first? We want to talk about Jackson or Micheal Moore?
Let's talk Peter Jackson because that's going to be quick.
Peter Jackson. So I like some of this movie.
I get it. It's a passion project for Jackson, and he's a guy that's obsessed with technical mastery, and I understand where that
the
comes
revitalizing
from.
and colorizing and remastering of the
it's not
1910s
even just
footage.
Recoloring it. He also added soundtrack to it.
Yeah, but
so that it's real.
Yeah, it seems real. Like it seems like something that was shot on a camera today.
Absolutely.
So let's get that out of the way. Peter Jackson took footage from the 1910s and made it look like it was shot on a modern camera.
He's not the first person to do that. There's like World War II in color has been on Netflix since Netflix started.
Yeah, but it looks great.
That. I remember in 2011, I was in a business management class, and the professor was like, "I just got that Netflix. I've been watching World War II in color. You guys seen that?" I'm like, "No, we haven't seen that shit. Talk to us about business management."
Yeah, motherfucker. Well, why don't we talk about something that people have watched on Netflix? Talk to us about Breaking Bad, fuckface.
Yeah.
A lot of good business
would've-
management in that show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So They Shall Not Grow Old is, I would say it almost feels like two different movies. And that is one movie that is incredibly interesting and poignant and something that like with a lot of shocking information. But then there's the other movie. And this is the movie you see first, and it's fucking boring and has no substance.
It's dry.
And that's the first half. The first half of this movie is just old dudes saying facts.
But I think some of it's pretty interesting to hear people that were there, but also it's so long.
Yeah,
it's too
really
dry. You know, this is a film that's going to be in classrooms for the next decade.
Yeah, I completely agree. This is going. I think I even wrote that down. This will be a great thing to show in schools.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a great movie to show in schools. It's slightly more
Skip
interesting.
to the good part.
Yeah, it's slightly more interesting than like
Ken
a
Burns.
like a
doc.
school doc that you would watch like back in the 1930s. You know, like one of these shit that you would watch.
Uh-huh.
It was that and Bill Nye the Science Guy. That's all I ever watched in school.
Fucking Ken Burns player. That dude was out there
Yeah.
making docs.
But I think the reason this movie's so boring is two things. Number one, in the first hour, there's really nothing that surprised me or interested me where they were like, let's talk about... Dude, they talked about the food so fucking much. Stop talking about I get it. It was bad. It was gruel. It was stew. It was rations. I get it.
I thought there was some interesting tidbits, like how you get fined if you don't clean your buttons, but they don't give you anything to clean your buttons with. Like there's interesting tidbits in there, but it's so long, dude.
it's really, really long.
I felt myself going unconscious.
Yeah, it's super duper long and it's all that.
Not that I don't respect everyone that fought in that war.
Of course, absolutely. World War One was World War One, right?
I think it was World War II.
Oh, is it World War II? Oh, well, whichever.
Maybe
war.
it was World War One.
I don't know. Whichever war. They were both against the Germans. They're basically the same thing.
Pretty close.
Which is the most offensive thing I've said today.
Fucked up. Wait till we get into the Micheal Moores shit.
Yeah. Oh boy, we're gonna be that might be a yelly one. But
dude, we're gonna get kicked off the airwaves.
Dude, you might beat the shit out of me by the end of that review.
Nah, I don't think
so. But this movie, there's no familiarity to it, and the reason for that is because everybody who talks is nameless and also faceless.
Well, that's intentional, though.
Yeah, but that means that there's nobody that I'm following. You're just telling me facts about the war that applied to everyone, but I'm not being able to relate in any way. I can't relate because there's no characters in this movie. And sure, maybe that's intentional, but that makes it feel like a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. I agree. That's not really what I don't think what Jackson was going for. He's more of like a guy that appreciates technical stuff, and this is very, very much a technical presentation.
It's him showing off his his recoloring, remastering.
I get it, and it is interesting. That footage is actually extremely cool. Like,
yeah,
I really like that stuff.
Yeah, and like especially, but the weird thing is that the remastering doesn't really kick in until the second half of the movie.
Right.
Like it's a lot of pictures in the first half, and people describing food for a shocking amount of time. Almost as much as I'm describing people talking about food. Like that's
almost.
Yeah, almost. But then and like the first half of the movie, I was like ready to leap off balcony.
Yeah.
Then
and when I was watching, I'm like, ooh, he would not like this.
Yeah. Then the
and I almost thought I was gonna like it because I do like history, but even I can't get in. I can't get on board.
It's way too dry. But then you get to the last like maybe 40 minutes, and it gets fucking interesting. It gets really interesting because you have so much interesting shit in this movie, and I'm gonna tell you the interesting shit because I'm gonna straight up say Dunn needs to see this movie. But I'm gonna tell you some of the interesting shit that happened in this movie. Number one, that I just piece of information I didn't know that I found so interesting. Like when they weren't fighting, Germans and British soldiers just like hung out. That's pretty fucked up. Like that really took me back. To know that they would just hang out. Like it was almost like a sport to them. Like there's one piece of footage where they're walking around this camp, and there's British and German soldiers in it. And one of the British guys, like right after a battle, one of the British guys goes, "Hey!" and he taps this German guy on the shoulder and goes, "I'm gonna get you next time."
Yeah.
Like as if it's a sport, like as if it's nothing, right?
That's kind of what it is. Like, war was weird, especially World War One. Like, it's like even World War Two though. Like, you hear those stories about like when they were in the
And they played soccer.
yeah, they're playing soccer. Like, they put up Christmas trees and shit in the middle of the shit in the middle, and they were just like chilling, you know?
Yeah, just like hanging out. It took them like 2 weeks to like build up the gusto to start killing each other after that. Like, pretty fucked up.
World War One was really fucked, and it took a long time.
Yeah, and they would like help the German soldiers too. Like they would give them first aid and shit. Like it's just so bizarre to me. Like, because you always hear about the facts about World War One. Like these troops invaded this area, but you don't think like, man, the actual people had to do that.
And I think that's the point of this, especially with the colorization. It really makes it feel like something that was real. It humanizes it.
Yeah,
it's not just a distant memory.
Yeah, it's not just a
100 years ago.
textbook, you know. This is something that people actually did. And you know what I found most interesting about this?
What's that?
Is
Their
that-
bad British teeth?
Oh my God, that's offensive. There it is. He topped my offensive thing. That's
God,
awesome.
They had terrible teeth. Even
God.
colorized, like they colorized the black shit. Like, just make it white. You know?
Peter Jackson, you piece of shit. The most interesting thing that I took from this that really took me back is the scene where they announced that the war has ended, and everybody is like sad about it. They're like, we basically just got laid off. And I've never thought about it like that. I always, I always think about like, like the end of like Return of the Jedi, where everyone's like, the war is over, and Jar Jar Binks is out there.
Oh,
like,
hell yeah, dude. They're putting a medal on him.
Yeah, they're putting a medal on Jar Jar Binks. He's freaking out there in fucking Coruscant, having a
Fucking
great
what's
old
that guy's
time.
name? Boss Hog or something?
Boss-
Boss Rootin'?
Yeah, maybe. Like that's always what I pictured as being like like it
The
would be like
Ewoks are there.
The war is over. Yeah, the Ewoks are there. Ding dong, the witch is dead. But it was really melancholy and weird because these people just like thousands, tens of thousands of people just got laid off.
And then what do you do? And especially since all these are like kids that grew up
in
the war.
Yeah, these are all like 17 to 19
That's
year
also
old
another
kids.
interesting point where they're like, how old are you? And they're like 15. They're like, well, why don't you go outside and have a couple birthdays and come on back in?
Yeah, and like that really, really took me back. Yeah. It's so weird. It's so weird. This movie has interesting shit in it.
Sure.
And I've just said all of it. But the movie is
and it's
hours.
To me, it's a little surface level. Like I understand the sentiment of humanizing the war.
Yeah, and Peter Jackson has a personal stake in this as well because I think it was his grandfather served in World War I.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as a piece of historical document, I think this is fantastic stuff.
Yeah, like this. If I saw this in school, I'd be thrilled, but didn't. Paid for it and watched it at home. Not thrilled.
Not as thrilled. I had to pay $3.99. Not as thrilled.
Yeah, exactly. But they're gonna be selling the Blu-rays to this to fucking schools across the nation,
absolutely.
and they're gonna make their money back perfectly fine. Like this looks like this is a doc that probably cost Peter Jackson less than $10,000 to make.
I don't know. I think probably the restoration footage probably cost a pretty penny.
Maybe not as much as you'd think, though. Maybe not
I don't
quite as
know.
much. It's not like he's fucking creating an entire world like he did with Lord of the Rings.
No, but you're still animating over top of.
Actual archive. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, but I'm sure it wasn't that expensive to make.
No, I don't think it was crazy. I'll look it up. It probably has the. Maybe it doesn't.
The budget. P. Jackson made his money. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna make his money no matter what at this point.
Box office 19 million.
19 million?
Not bad.
Are you serious?
Not bad, dude.
That's pretty good for a movie like this. I do remember it playing in theaters a few months ago, and I think you and I were seeing. It was when we saw Bumblebee. It was playing.
Somebody
like,
told me to go see it in theaters because it's an experience, and I didn't. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I don't know if.
Oh, here's a funny thing that I just saw on Forbes. They shall not grow old passes Mortal's engines at box office.
Isn't that also Peter
What did
Jackson?
Mortal? Yeah, he produced it.
Yeah.
What did that make at the box office?
Dude, Mortal Engines.
That thing
made-
looks like it cost like fucking $200 million.
Dude, nobody saw that movie. That movie had like this, like Mortal Engines had the same fate as like Jupiter Ascending. It just came out at a weird time and nobody gave a shit.
Oh yeah, it bombed.
It bombed? How much? Mortal Engines?
Yeah.
We're looking into Mortal Engines now?
Yeah. Well, I don't even want to talk about it.
No. Now you have to say the figures. Yeah, you absolutely must.
It didn't make less than 19 million, but I think in relation it cost like 150 to make and it made less than 80.
Oh, dude, that's rough. At least it didn't make 30 like Jupiter.
No, that would have been hilarious.
And
Ooh, Wachowskis, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Wachowskis.
I think Valerian made about that much too, and that movie looks way expensive.
Yeah, Valerian probably was expensive.
Yeah. So that's They Shall Not Grow Old. It's fine for what it is. I think it's a 3-star on the Chadsky scale.
I don't even know if I want to rate it because it's
Yeah.
more of a historical piece than it is a movie to
yeah.
be honest.
That's a fair point. Micheal Moore.
God.
God.
He's looking bad these days. He looks exactly like my 80-year-old grandmother. The one that's alive still.
Why does he fucking look like that? He looks
God, he looks insane,
He
dude.
looks like a skeleton, but also he's too fat.
God, I think he might be transitioning.
He looks like a pelican skeleton.
God, he looks he's got that fucking straw hair. Like he looks like a fucking like one of those things you put outside like on
For Halloween.
Yeah, dude. Like you put on your deck and it's wearing a plaid shirt and it's got that straw hair.
Dude, he looks like shit. He looks terrible.
But he's still out here making riveting docs as far as I'm concerned.
You know what? And here's the thing: is that people give him a lot of flack. And granted, I don't love every movie he's ever made.
I like most of it though.
I like a lot of it though, and I do like Fahrenheit 11/9.
That early shit was good, dude.
Yeah, like even Fahrenheit 9/11 I like
Fahrenheit
a lot.
9/11's really good.
Sicko is really good. Bowling for Columbine obviously is fucking amazing.
Great.
Yeah, really, really good. I don't know how much I love Capitalism. I think it's pretty good, but it's mostly Michael Moore just
Capitalism's kind of bullshit. I like
it's mostly just Michael Moore being very crazy.
Roger and Me is insane.
I don't know if I've seen Roger and Me.
It's insane.
That's one, that one's from the 90s, right?
It's like it might have been his first one. It's pretty fucking bad, but it's okay. He does have like the artistry of telling a story rather than facts. It's definitely biased, but it's not. This one is like
super biased. Yeah,
it's super biased, but it's actually more balanced than I expected.
Yeah,
to be honest.
that's very true because it is a scathing review of the Republican Party, but also of the Democratic Party.
But to be fair, Michael Moore is from the Flint area, and fucking Obama really fucked them, so I can see why he...
Yeah, dude, that scene where Obama fucks the people of Flint. Holy shit. I did not... I saw Obama roll up. I'm like, Obama's out here to save the people of Flint. And then he fucks them.
Yeah, he might as well just fucking...
Pulled out his dick and jerked off into a glass of water. Just tastes good to me.
Yummy. Give me a glass.
Yeah.
Give me a glass right now.
So this movie is like a scathing review of the Republican Party and primarily Donald Trump.
And
but
I
also
gotta be honest.
Rick Snyder as well.
Michael Moore's obsession with Donald Trump getting a little too crazy for me. It's getting a little too much.
Yeah, look, he has some good points, but also he has some insane points where he's like Hitler was also a politician.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to the Hitler stuff, but let's save that for a bit because I watched this movie this morning, and there is
is it long?
Yeah,
and I think the reason for that is because this is like 3 different docs.
3 movies stapled into one. It's a movie about gun control, it's a movie about Flint, Michigan, and it's a movie about Donald Trump.
Yeah,
and he was making all 3 of these docs clearly at the same time, and was like, fuck it, we can tie this together.
I think. As a sign of like the socio-political times of the U.S., this kind does capsulate all like the big things that are concerns.
Yeah,
but it does feel a little disjointed, to be honest.
A little bit, yeah, because like it does jump back and forth shamelessly between these 3 different plot lines and without explanation.
Sure, and it starts out with the Trump stuff, and man, watching Trump on that campaign trail, I now see very clearly how he won. Because I remember I watched all these debates, especially the Hillary Clinton ones, and I remember at the time being like, he's making me laugh, but I don't think he's winning. Nah, he was winning. He was fucking winning the hearts and minds of the middle class, dude.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing, which is insane. And what I like, what's so crazy about all of it too, is that he had like projected 15% chance of winning.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton basically had it in the bag. They were already popping champagne.
Dude.
You know, at that giant party that Hillary threw. And then Donald Trump had like 90 people in a room sitting there waiting for the election. Was like, this is my party.
I wish he would have gave me more Bernie content, because when you hear about how bad they fucked
Hillary
Bernie,
fucked Bernie.
You know that song from Austin Powers, Daddy Wasn't There?
Yeah.
Bernie wasn't there to take me to the fair, dude. Fucking Bernie.
Bernie would have won.
Would have won by a lot, dude.
He would have won, and the United States would be in a lot of in a much better place than it is now. Now let's be real.
I'm not
here.
American. I don't give a shit. By the way.
Yeah. As an American, and you know what? As somebody who generally doesn't give a shit about politics, like this did shockingly a lot for me. This movie, like I don't
really got you hard. Hey,
yeah.
All that Trump fucking his daughter shit really got you hard, dude.
That scene is so weird because like there is a shocking amount of footage of Donald Trump talking about wanting to fuck his daughter.
Oh yeah, I was seeing all that on Twitter
he's
many
like,
times.
I kiss her as much as possible. She's tall. She's beautiful. What else do you want to say?
If she wasn't my daughter, I'd be fucking her.
Hey Donald, don't say that, or maybe do. Apparently, it makes you president. But you know what's crazy enough too is that in the long run, Donald Trump literally only ran for president to piss off NBC.
Pretty much.
Which is
and not
really
only
crazy.
that, but NBC and CNN and Fox News, they profited the most from that, and they go into that in this doc. How because they put him on TV so much, they put him in the fucking White House.
Yeah, and the Donald
Because
Trump
the ratings were out of control, player.
And like in the first 20 minutes of this movie, I'm like, okay, yeah, Donald Trump's a bad guy, and he is. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Look, here's the thing: is that I always knew he was like a dumb goofball, but like after watching this doc, I'm like, oh, here's a bad person who had 5 innocent black teenagers killed in the 1990s.
Sure.
You know, like
he's
this
a complete shit.
He's a fucking bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's a literal. He's a super villain. I'd be surprised if he didn't have an Iron Man suit. Like that's how bad of a dude he is.
He's straight up like, fucking. Like the casino owner in Back to the Future 2, Biff. Like, he's that, dude. He's just a fucking cartoon evil guy that got rich. He's just a scumbag.
Yeah, and now he's the president of the United States. And look, nothing we can do about that now. You know, like
nothing he's really doing either, though. To be fair, like
yeah, he's not
what's
doing.
he actually done?
Yeah, the thing is like all the bad shit that
golfing,
he does. That
mostly, to be honest, he's not making policy. He's golfing.
Yeah, the thing is like a lot of the bad shit that they talk about this movie is bad shit he did way before he was president.
Yeah, but he still got in.
Yeah, he still got in, which is crazy.
That's kind of what I respect about him, though. He's the Teflon Don, dude. You can say anything you want about this fucking guy. He doesn't care. He's that fucking cocky about it. It's like, you know, when a president gets in, right?
Yeah.
And like a year and a half in, you see that gray starting to come in because they get that stress. This motherfucker has got fake hair, and also doesn't seem like it's affecting him at all. Doesn't seem like anything's affecting him, dude.
Dude, this dude's hair is still fucking sun blonde, dude.
Dude gets a fucking another lawsuit every week, gets some new accusation every week, and he laughs it off, dude. He laughs it off. When that Mueller report came out, he fucking made a mug that says, "Nothing happened, player.
Oh my
Text
God.
witch hunt to 88808 and we'll send you one."
I
for
actually
$30.
saw that. I saw that the actual president of the United States has a mug with his own tweet on it, and you get it by texting witch hunt.
Dude,
what
I tweeted about that. That's the
fuck?
funniest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, I was laughing so fuck. It showed up on my Facebook feed, and I had to double look. I'm like, is that's
dude? I had
was like,
to check to make sure it was real. I clicked through the link. It's his official website.
Yeah, to make sure that it's verified account. I was buffaloed by that, dude. I was laughing. I think I saw that I feel like it was like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
It was like 4 days ago. I just tweeted about it.
Oh, I'll have to take a look. It's so funny though. I was laughing at that.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in.
Sure.
That's the world we live in, where the president of the United States is selling mugs for $30 with his own tweets on it about how corrupt government is, while simultaneously corrupting government.
Dude, he's paid off a porn star a week before he was the president, dude.
Is that Stormy Daniels?
Yeah. That was a week before he was president.
But let me make this very clear. The Donald Trump stuff is a third of this documentary.
Yeah, it's not even really the main point of this movie.
No, the main point of this movie is to say fuck democracy as a whole or as it exists.
And I agree.
I also agree. Like I said earlier, I don't give a shit about politics. But this movie is about the most interesting part of this movie is about Flint, Michigan.
Absolutely.
Man, I did not think that was going to be the shit I was in for, and that is the shit. So what happened in Flint, Michigan is some fuckface named Rick Snyder, who, by the way, should be in prison.
Sure, there's a lot of white people that should be in prison, though. But instead, you know who's in prison? Fucking black dudes that sold a fucking ounce of weed, dude.
Yeah, very true.
Really fucked up.
So Rick Snyder figured out that a bunch of his people who sponsored him would save a lot of money if instead of getting the water for Flint, Michigan from Lake Huron, if they took it from the Flint River, which was wickedly polluted.
Sure, because they got all that fracking down there.
Yeah, and he just did it. And so then 10,000 children got lead poisoning. 10,000 children with lead intake wildly above normal, despicably above normal. This was all being covered up, by the way.
Yeah.
This was all being covered up. Kids were getting sick. People were losing their hair. A few people died. People were dying
Dude,
because
this has been a story for almost 5 years now, and fucking nothing's happening.
And nothing's happened. And here's the most fucked up part, is that Rick Snyder found out that the water that was coming through those pipes was actually hurting the car parts for the GM factory, who was one of his beneficiaries. Oh, no, can't do that. So you know what he does? Gets the Lake Huron pipeline to send water to just that factory and not the rest of Flint fucking Michigan? I'm blown away by this. This dude should be fucking in jail. This dude should be lynched. We should beat the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Now, here's the thing about this that I do, the part of this movie that I really enjoyed, is that despite the fact that Micheal Moore is crazy,
Yeah.
biased, old as fuck, fat as fuck, he's super funny.
Yeah.
He's super funny.
He's a good interviewer.
Yeah, there's this one scene where he goes to Rick Snyder's office and he talks to one of the advisors there, and he's like, "Hey man, I brought you this glass of water from Flint, Michigan. Would you like to drink this?" He's like, "I'm not gonna drink that. I don't know where it came from. I just told you where it came. It came from Flint, Michigan." And then he takes a bunch of Flint, Michigan water and he starts hosing Rick Snyder's house. Oh my god,
he's a wild man.
Yeah,
and that's why it's so good, because the thing about Micheal Moore is he's not interested in telling you all the facts. He's interested in creating a narrative, and that's why his docs are much different than a lot of people's docs. It's the reason why what's that dude that did Super Size Me, Morgan Spurlock or whatever?
Yeah, Morgan Spurlock.
He does the same thing. He doesn't really care about the facts. He's just telling a narrative, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Super Size Me. You know what his narrative is? McDonald's bad for you. Who didn't know that? Why did a man put his life in danger to tell us this shit? We already knew this.
Nah, that wasn't really the point of that, but okay.
That is a bad doc, though. He didn't. What was the Spurlock has one good doc. The rest of them suck.
The advertisement one?
Yeah, that's the one. The
greatest movie ever sold.
Greatest movie ever sold. That movie fucking rules.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, that one's really fucking good. It's all about that penis juice. I love it.
I actually like that stuff. That palm juice.
Yeah, apparently it's good for your dick.
I bet it is. Got out that fat dick.
They mention it no less than 15 times in that movie that it's good for your dick.
Yeah, you take that and some zinc supplements, you got that fat dick, dude. Those frothy loads.
Yeah, but then the Flint, Michigan stuff is my favorite part of this movie. It's this, and it's the shit. I'm gonna be honest. I knew that this is I remember hearing about this a few years ago, but a lot of stuff goes in and out for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't really
a lot goes
about
in and out for you.
Yeah, I didn't really hear. I didn't know what was going on. Right, I just heard there was a water crisis in Flint, Michigan. Whatever.
I mean, if you're on Twitter, you see this pretty much every day. But I understand for the casual person.
Yeah, I don't.
You may not know that this is happening.
Yeah, I don't browse Twitter. Most of the people on my Twitter just share memes. You know.
Fair enough.
But then, yeah, this is really, really interesting stuff to me. But the stuff I did know about, of course, is the stuff that is the third act, which is the gun control stuff.
Yeah, the Parkland shooting.
Yeah, the Parkland shooting. Of course, everybody in the world heard about this. Now let's talk about this for a minute.
Yeah,
because 2 weeks ago, and this is really relevant right now
Yep.
because 2 weeks ago there was a mass shooting in New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
2 days after that mass shooting, they banned semi-automatic rifles
Mm-hmm.
in New Zealand.
And what's even more interesting, 3 days after that, 2 of the Parkland kids killed themselves.
Really?
Survivors. And that's not even the minimum of it. There's been 5 that have killed themselves.
Yeah, I mean that's a horrible thing to go through.
And the idea that other governments are actually taking the time to do something about it, I think even is hurting these kids more.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah, because it shows them how little their government gives a shit about them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the hardest part of this movie to watch because there's footage from the Parkland
Super
shooting.
fucked up, dude.
And it's really
super
fucked up. It's
up.
really hard to watch. And these kids are really like emotionally affected in ways that I couldn't possibly comprehend. Like, I was watching this and I was like, I'm seeing this, but I can't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't comprehend it because there is no way anybody could understand what's happening right here unless you were there, you know? And there's even like, there's even like kids who would, there's like such crazy shit in this movie where like they're talking to, like they go to one of the rallies and they're talking to the governor of Florida and they're like, are you taking bribes from the NRA? And the dude starts like spitting some bullshit and it's like, dude, it's a yes or no question.
Well,
Are you taking bribes, yes or no? And the answer, of course, is yes.
Well, whenever a politician starts doing politician talk, it's yes, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a resounding yes.
Exactly. And that is kind of what I respect about Donald Trump. He does say yes or no. You know, it's a yes or no question.
Yeah, because he's dumb though.
Like if someone was like, "Did you take a bribe from the NRA?" He'll be like, "Fuck yeah!" You know, at least he admits it. Not that it's okay to do it. It absolutely is not.
Oh, dude, it's fucking heinous. This movie like just shows the heinous of
the
U.S. and its politics.
Yeah, and how its politics are all run by big business, you know, and I'm sure Micheal Moore accentuated some of this, but like it's also pretty legit. Like even Barack Obama took $30 million from Wells Fargo. You know,
he's touring to this day. He toured here in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. He was here like a few weeks
Tickets
ago.
were like $250.
Yeah, I wasn't going to that. Certainly wasn't going to that. To talk.
Look, come on. I like Obama. Okay.
What does he do? Like he's got a guitar or something?
Obama's gonna talk about pipelines. I'm all set, dude.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Look, the problem with that is that Barack Obama knows that people will spend $250 to say they were in the same room as Barack Obama.
Sure.
But one time I was in the same airport as Barack Obama at the same time.
Yeah,
They kicked me the fuck out of the airport.
One time Barack Obama asked me to slow dance.
Oh yeah, me and my brother got lost in the airport, like because they were kicking us the fuck out there. Like Barack Obama's coming, you got to get the fuck out.
What's interesting about this is we've described almost 3 docs at this point. And that ain't even it yet. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
There's we get into the territory that I really find cringy.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's the point of because I was really liking the movie. It's the point. I was really liking this movie, and at this point, I was like, come on.
He does like a full 15 minutes on a comparison to Hitler.
Yeah, which is
Adolf Hitler.
Which is a classic comparison I've heard a million times.
Sure.
But like the points he's making are really stupid. Yeah. Like the points he's making are like, he was a politician who roused crowds. Hey, so was Nelson Mandela. Like
well, the point that they came from like business backgrounds, they're not really
politicians.
They're not politicians, and the fact that Donald Trump never denounces any white supremacists in the States is fucked up for sure.
Sure.
But he's not Hitler, dude. He ain't out here. Like, look, he's got those Mexican kids trapped in cages at the border. That's pretty fucked up. He ain't
I forgot
gassing them, though, dude.
Yeah. Donald Trump's fucked up, but like,
He's really shitty. I can't stress that enough. Donald Trump's like really bad. Maybe not the worst president even, because there's been some shitty ones, but he's really bad.
Yeah, he is a really bad person. He is a supervillain, and like it's crazy that
he's also not good at running the country.
Yeah, he's also fucking terrible at running the country. But also that country has 30 million people in it. That's tough, like
Yeah, 300 million.
yeah, or 300. Yeah, that's what I
30
mean.
million's us. Player.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, you're right. We're a speck. Which is crazy because we're bigger than the United States. What?
Well, there's no like space. There's a lot of just space here.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of we do a lot of wheat farming up here. A lot of wheat farming.
Weed
Shit.
farming.
Wheat, you fuckface.
A lot of weed farming.
Which actually, yeah, it's legal here. You can do a lot of weed farming if you want.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You been to that plant up by Edmonton and Edson where they just got those fields of weed? You look out there and you're like, holy shit, look at this.
Far as the eye can see, baby. But yeah, Donald Trump, like he is a bad guy, but like the comparison to Hitler, like when
To me, that's insane. You can't
that's
compare Donald
overkill.
Trump to the worst person in human history. That's a bit much, Micheal Moore, even for you.
yeah, he's clearly a bad man. But Adolf Hitler, you know what's weird though is that I was actually doing some light reading, which I don't usually do because I can't read.
Yeah, you're an illiterate man.
Yeah, but it's also weird to just like learn about how Hitler was kind of a person too.
Yeah.
like he's the worst person in history, obviously, but also like loved to slow dance.
He liked painting and dogs and shit.
Yeah, and like weird shit like that. And did you know that the doctor that delivered Adolf Hitler at his birth was a Jewish man, and when he set out the Jew hunt, this man he'd never met was put on a do not kill list.
Wow.
Fucking
Respect,
weird.
dude.
Yeah, yeah. He's just like this dude delivered me.
But it also kind of shows the flaws in his
ideologies.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it does.
Hitler is bad, and I don't know that we have to stress that anymore. And then this doc, it's not done yet, players. It takes a weird turn into this weird optimistic of the future of
yeah, with young kids, like and like
Yeah,
and
and,
like the weird new Democrats.
yeah, like what's that? Alexandria Ozario.
Yeah,
Cruz.
and Rashida Khalida or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of ends optimistically, which is kind of different for a Micheal Moore.
Yeah, I was gonna say Micheal Moore movies. Like I remember Fahrenheit 9/11, like walking away from
he's
that
usually
being like, "Fuck."
He's usually kind of they're never completely depressing, but like he's like something's got to change. Whereas this one, he's like stuff is changing.
Yeah,
it's optimistic.
It's happening right now because what this documentary says more than anything, especially at the end, is that the American people, because they go into like the teacher strikes and stuff, American people have a say.
Sure.
Like they have a say much more than they think they do.
And it is interesting how he outlines how liberal most people actually think, but it's stuff that you don't even think is really like a liberal thing.
Well,
like
and another really, really interesting point that I have is he said in this movie is he said the majority, like the vast majority of Americans are in a political party called non-voters. Non-voters.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy.
If you look at it, more people voted for Hillary, but you know what most people voted for? Nothing.
Yeah.
There was more people that didn't vote than voted for Hillary.
Yeah, and more people who didn't vote who voted for Donald Trump who won.
Yeah.
Like, and that's, I mean, it is what it is.
And there's a lot of problems with that in the U.S.
Well, yeah, especially because with the Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton thing, they basically proved to everybody, hey guys, your vote means fucking nothing. Your vote means absolutely nothing.
There's a problem with the way that they set up the vote. There's also There's also lots of problems with who can and can't vote. Like if you have a criminal record, you can't vote. And
what?
Yeah, you can't vote.
If you have a criminal record, like if you have a speeding ticket, like you
can't vote forever.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
That's pretty fucked up, right? That seems
Dude,
like a thing to get black people not to vote.
I have a speeding, like I have an outstanding speeding ticket right now.
You would still be able to vote. It's if you didn't go to court for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't do that obviously, but I think I have done that before. Yeah, but that's fucked up. It's just so fucked up. And you know what? Like this movie is like. Look.
It tackles a lot, and it's long.
Well, and it really just it showcases the circus that is American politics.
Sure.
I've said it 3 times now. I don't give a shit about politics.
You know what's the spookiest part, though?
What's that?
Of this entire doc? It's when the guy that runs CNN, or maybe it was NBC, was like, Donald Trump isn't good for America, but it's great for ratings. I'm making so much money.
Yeah,
that distills the problem to me.
Yeah.
Is that these rich fucks that don't give a shit about you are fucking.
Because like Donald Trump, the star of The Apprentice, was running for United States of America, the United States president. That is such good. Like even we've talked about this for a really long time now because it's good content.
We've done half an hour on it.
It's good content. It really is, and that's what's fucked up about it. It shouldn't be, but it is. And that is fucked up. But yeah, like I said, I don't give a shit about politics, but I will tell you something. I have seen in my life 0 Canadian prime minister debates as long as I've lived. And I watched every single goddamn one of those Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton debates. I had to.
Those are insane.
It was a circus.
Yeah.
Like I had to see it. And
it was the best thing on TV by a country mile.
Yeah, I didn't have TV. I fucking paid to stream it, player. On the NBC app.
Yeah.
I had to watch it.
Absolutely.
But Canadian debates, I have never watched that.
I don't even know if they have them, dude.
Yeah. I probably never will watch it because it's not interesting. It's two very civilized people having a very civilized conversation. Not this.
Yeah.
Not this. Really, really crazy.
All right, 4 on the Chatsky scale. We can't talk about this
Four,
anymore.
yeah, obviously.
We've done a half an hour.
Obviously a 4 on the Chatsky scale. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah,
it's worth.
I'd say so.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's worth a watch. Although I think we've kind of given you the cliff notes. Yeah, it's really crazy. So let's head into our Universal Monster retrospective.
Ooh-wee.
Woo-wee.
James Whale territory, baby.
James Whale with the Invisible Man. I like this one fine.
This one's maybe my favorite.
Really?
To be honest.
I
love this one so much.
I don't think it's as good as like The Mummy or Frankenstein, but I like this one
I think
fine.
it's better than both of those.
Really?
I think the fact that Claude Rains doesn't show his face at all in an era of
familiarity
of movie stars, and he fucking goes ham, fucking ham, dude. This guy is
nuts and bags.
This dude is acting his fucking ass off in this movie about an invisible man.
Claude Rains is, and you know what I like about Claude Rains is he sounds like the bad guy from G.I. Joe. he's like, how dare you? I think that this one, like, I haven't said this about any of the movies because I really like the 70 minutes. This one could have been longer. Sure. I think this one kind of needed to be longer because, like, I feel like 70 minutes is not enough time to tell this story. And I think that is part of the problem for me. Mm-hmm. I do like this movie, and I will say, for the time, fuck, those special effects are insane.
Really crazy.
Really crazy that they're able to pull that off.
And also, it's brilliantly directed. James Whale was a fucking master.
Cinematography's good. Yeah, it looks like a movie. Definitely, unlike Dracula, which looks like a stage play. This one looks like a movie for sure.
Yeah.
And Claude Rains is good. It's just, I think that it's a little slow moving. I think it's a little too slow moving.
Oh, I see. I don't find that at all. I think this one's fucking riveting. It's like a prototype of those science fiction films, like The Fly and those types of movies, experiment movies.
Yeah.
Like Reanimator and those types of things. And it's Scanners. It's the prototype. It's the ground layer, and I just think it's so. And part of the reason I like it is because it's so ridiculous. It's like, how do you catch an invisible man?
Yeah,
you surround him with people. Okay, insane, but
but then he just slides underneath their arms anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And it's like, because it's so silly. He's an invisible man. He's fucking with people. He's robbing banks. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, you guys want some money? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's like, the invisible man gives you money. Like that was pretty good.
It's to me, this is like a scene after scene of entertaining bullshit to me. Like every scene I love. It's ridiculous, it's silly, and it's to me it distills that kind of era of silliness.
I think I love the second half. That's how I feel about this movie. I really love the second half, where it is that madness, where he's throwing the money around.
Yeah,
and
it's
he's
a 70-minute movie though, so it's like 20 minutes of him figuring out what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes of him talking, and then 15 minutes of him talking to Camp, and like that shit. Like, I personally, the first 30 minutes or so, boring. Really, it's like
Ooh,
really boring.
I don't think so. I think the dialogue's good. I think it's interesting if you're watching it.
But you know what I will say about this movie is that I think of all the movies that we've watched in the Universal monster movie retrospective so far, this is the first one that I actually found kind of scary. Like this one's kind of scary. Like it's kind of like it's fucked up. Like it's very uncomfortable. And like look, I don't want to dive into my personal life too much, but I definitely had a very uncomfortable nightmare about the Invisible Man after I saw some movie. I'm not even
awesome.
Yeah, I'm not even fucking around. Like I woke up like at 3 a.m, could not go back to sleep. I had a very uncomfortable nightmare about the Invisible Man. Because this is the first one that legit kind of scared me, and not many movies scare me. Like I will make that clear.
And it is interesting because he's just mostly not there on screen. It's like it's mostly just him, like things float.
Well, because the concept is that is what is good about this movie, is that the concept is stronger than the actual narrative.
It's like H.G. Wells or somebody, isn't it?
It is H.G. Wells.
Yeah, it's H.G. Wells.
It's an H.G. Wells.
I fucking love H.G. Wells.
Is that was it a novel or was it a short story?
Probably short story.
Yeah, I think it was a short story. And so like I said, like the concept here is so much stronger than the narrative. The shit about the girl, I don't care. It means
that's
it
probably
means nothing.
Unnecessary, but I mean that's kind of what all of these things have, because they need to have like a human connection in them for some reason.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the relationship between him and Flora, or even like him and like the old man, like I don't care about it at all. Kemp, his relationship with Kemp though, that I do kind of give a shit about, because that is the interesting shit, especially because like the best part of this movie is the part where he's like, Kemp, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, that like, is that good.
It's hard for me to explain how good that is, and then he does it.
Yeah, and you think he's not gonna.
And what's hilarious about this is the cops are just they're searching so hard to find him. And he's just straight up murdering so many people.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he just killed another 20 guys that were looking for him. And don't forget about that train where he killed 100 people.
That's my favorite part of the movie. You know what I love so much about that train, though? The mini set. Yeah. God, I love that mini set, dude.
This is like, to me, this is a technical masterwork. Like, there's so much insane stuff for the time. Was this like 32 or 33 or something?
Yeah, it was 33, yeah.
Wild.
And I remember I pointed out to the person I was watching with, I was like, yo, check out these fucking mini sets. These look phenomenal.
Dude, this to me, this is a stoner's dream. This is one of my favorites of all of these movies. I've seen like half of these.
I still think I like it fine. Like it's not like here's the thing. I've seen Frankenstein at this point. I don't know if it gets better.
Yeah, it does.
Next
week it gets better. Next week it gets the best.
Oh shit.
Because my 3 favorite out of all of these are Bride of Frankenstein top, Invisible Man, and then Frankenstein.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really? You know what? I think I like the Mummy better than I like.
And you know what's interesting about those? They're all directed by James Whale.
All 3 of them. Yeah. No, I like this one fine. I didn't find it that riveting. The back half's definitely better. But that front half, man, whew, I gotta say it's pretty rough.
I disagree completely.
Yeah.
I think
I could see how somebody could see that front half and be
I think it's a great story. It's classic 1930s melodrama, and it works.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch a lot of this shit.
I'll get you, G.I. Joe.
It's sure it's ridiculous.
It's really stupid.
But it's also a movie about an invisible man, might I remind you.
Yeah, I don't know if realism is exactly what they're going for here.
I'm a big H.G. Wells fan. I love The Time Machine. I love all that shit.
Ooh, The Time Machine is good.
Love all that shit. I think this
I didn't know that was H.G. Wells.
Yeah, dude. H.G. Wells wrote some fucking great stories.
Dude, he fucking wrote some bangers.
He's the sci-fi originator player.
Originator. Yeah.
5 stars from me.
5. Wow, the legendary 5. I'm gonna plan it at a 3. That means that everything was a 3 this week except for Fahrenheit 11/9, which is weird that that's the best movie we watched this week.
No, Invisible Man was the best movie we watched this week by so much.
I disagree, but also respectfully, because I get it. I get how someone could love The Invisible Man. I just didn't think it was amazing. I liked it though.
It's a stoner movie.
Yeah, I liked it fine. Hey, Podcast Bot 8000.
Oh, where is that little guy?
Hey,
Looks like a young boy.
where is he?
I don't know.
I haven't seen him. Dude, is he dead?
He might be.
Is he? Oh, there he is.
Ah, got his dick's out.
Okay. Why is he wearing sunglasses?
I don't know. Where did he even get those?
Hello, I took them from Buckleduke. Hello, boys.
Are those my $200 prescription sunglasses?
They're your $400 prescription sunglasses.
Perfect.
Your super expensive ones. I've already broken them a little bit.
I wouldn't expect anything different from you, Podcast Bot 8000.
Wearing them.
I don't know if people understand this part of the lore. The podcast bots are robots that look like little boys because we took them from Bryan Singer's house.
Bryan Singer boy party. I can't wait to go back.
God, he's so little.
Hello, boys. It is me, the Bryan Singer podcast bot, created by Bryan Singer TM. On the next episode of Movie Epidemic, Doc marches over, and finally the boys are going to watch some movies.
Finally.
On the next episode, they will be watching episode 223. They will be watching Dumbo. Oh, God. Fuck. We got to watch a Tim Burton movie. Remember when we skirted that last Tim Burton movie? Last few Tim Burton movies, actually.
I watched Big Eyes.
Yeah, but we didn't review it on the podcast.
It's good.
Yeah, we didn't. I've heard it's good. I've never
I don't know
seen
what
that
else
one.
he made. He made some other ones.
Miss Peregrine. He made that,
Ooh.
which I have seen.
I've
and
seen
it's
it.
the worst
I've
fucking
seen
thing
it.
I've ever seen.
It's really bad.
Samuel L. Jackson should be ashamed. Dumbo, starring Danny DeVito.
I heard
Keaton is back.
I heard Keaton doesn't come in till the second hour.
What?
The second hour.
I heard he was back. Is Keaton burying him again?
By the way, this is a movie based on a 65-minute cartoon.
And it's 2:10.
It's fucking 2:10, dude.
Why is it so long?
And Michael Keaton don't show up till the second hour?
And 15 minutes of that 65-minute cartoon, which, by the way, you're being generous. I believe it's 63 minutes.
65.
Is it 65?
It's 65, according to IMDb. So that
15
means 3
minutes.
of
Yeah,
credits.
3 minutes of credits. 15 minutes of that is Dumbo going on an acid trip. So there's actually 40 minutes of content here. How is it 2:10?
It's feature length, though.
How is it 2:10?
I don't know what movie they're making because, like, all of these other live to Disney things, they're like shot-for-shot remakes almost.
Yeah.
What movie are they making here?
Yeah,
what
'cause
did they let Tim Burton do play here?
That Lion King thing, right? Like, there's no way that is not just the exact same movie, right?
Yeah.
No way.
Because, like, Beauty and the Beast, that was shot for shot.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
There was not that much difference.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
It was a margin of error of 5, dude. Whereas this is a whole different movie.
95% the same movie. Yeah, Dumbo has to be different, but also they brought in Tim Burton, but also it's not reviewing good, so we'll see what happens.
I'm sure I'm going to love seeing it.
Dan Gilroy, the boys will be talking.
Oh, boy.
Dan Gilroy. You know we love him.
Well, we love Nightcrawler.
What was the other one he made?
That Denzel movie, Israel.
Oh, Roman J. Israel, yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Esquire. Yeah,
And-
that movie's bad.
And next week we'll find out if Dan Gilroy's a one-trick pony.
They'll be watching Velvet Buzzsaw starring, you guessed it, Jake Gyllenhaal.
God, he goes 1,000%.
Yeah, they guessed it because we talked about it earlier, Podcast Bot. Jesus fucking Christ. They will also be watching the Tommy Wiseau vehicle, Best Friends,
Oh, I'm excited.
Volume 2. Yeah, I'm excited too because I didn't much like the first one, but only because it didn't get wild till the end. And now, like, because this is just an immediate continuation.
Oh, you didn't like the first one? A perfect 5-star film? That's a real trend on this episode. Is Chadley doesn't like these perfect 5-star films that are being presented to him.
Best Friends Volume 1 has a really great, has a 5-star final 30 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
And then continuing their Universal Monsters, they'll be talking about The Bride of Frankenstein, James Whale.
Now, this is a movie that if you don't like this, you might as well just quit the podcast. Because
Okay.
it's like, it's the finest thing we're going to be seeing out of all these 30 movies.
Yeah, okay. If you know what? Yeah, if I don't like it, I'll quit the podcast.
Perfect.
If
I
I
can
don't
finally
give it
stop doing this shit.
At least a 4. At least a 4.
Sure.
Yeah, if I don't give it at least a 4, I'll quit the podcast. That sounds fair. The stakes are high.
Stakes are high,
Stakes
James
are high.
Whale.
I haven't watched it. James Whale, don't fuck me, all right? I really like doing this podcast. So make sure you check that out. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter, we actually have our April schedule up.
I'll put it
there.
on Instagram tomorrow.
And up on Instagram tomorrow. Of course, I'll just go through some of it now.
Sure.
Our April 14th episode is going to be on Pet Sematary.
Hell
April
yeah.
21st is going to be on Hellboy. And then, of course, after that, we got the Cuff stuff. And then, depending on how we feel, we might pop in an Avengers movie.
You know what? The Avengers might deserve its own episode, so we might be able to bang one out quickly.
Yeah, we might be able to bang out just an episode about Avengers Endgame because that bitch is 3 hours. I'm sure I could talk an hour on a 3-hour Avengers movie.
Maybe we'll do Avengers and one of the Universal monsters for an episode. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how we're feeling. We might feel testy. So I'm actually really excited about Hellboy and Pet Sematary. Like, I think both of those might be fun. But
I'm really excited for Pet Sematary. Hellboy can take a hike. I think that'd be good, dude.
I'm all set.
Oh, but I'm all set on
Yeah, so
Hellboy.
make sure you follow us on Twitter. You can check out that schedule. We are also posting like announcements on there all the time. Of course, you can follow us on Instagram and Movie Epidemic as well.
If you type in punchnerds.com, you can get the YouTube channel. This one I tinted green for some reason. So
Why'd you tint it green?
I don't know.
Like the video?
I was fucking around with the color correction, and it was like a little tinted green. I'm
Oh,
like, that looks cool.
You fucked it up. All right, perfect.
Oh yeah, I fucked it up. Go
Yeah.
take a look at it over on. Well, because all the videos look exactly the same. It's
Well-
like a still camera.
As long as you didn't use the color correction to fucking paint our teeth black like Peter Jackson.
That'll be next week.
You can also follow us on Facebook at PunchNerds-Movie Epidemic.
I'm pretty sure if you just put in facebook.com/movie epidemic, it comes up.
It just comes up. It
Yeah.
just says it. It just has it there.
Yeah, dog.
So make sure to follow us on all that social media. Yeah, thank you for watching. This was a lot of fun. I actually had a good time.
I'm all set.